Welcome. You're cooking with Mrs. Salisbury. Today we'll be making quiche Lorraine. That's a favorite for many. So I want you to make sure you watch my cooking show on butter crust for pies. I told you anytime you have a soupy filling like pumpkin, pecan, sweet potato, quiche, custard, you've got to pre-cook it, pre-cook that crust. You have to line it with foil, and I have a couple packages of dried kidney beans. Pick it up and I put it right over on a plate. Sometimes you have a bean escape. Save those, let them cool, and then you can use them again. So partially pre-cooked. If not, all the butter crust will just slide down to the bottom. Okay, so we have this pre-cooked for 10 minutes at 400 already. I have 3 eggs. I'm going to use 1 yolk, 3 eggs and 1 yolk. I'm going to whisk those together. Remember, small circles at the bottom of the bowl, not the whole arm, it's in the wrist. Okay, nice. Now I need a ½ teaspoon of salt, and I have 4 or 5 grinds of black pepper. Remember, if you use bacon that has black pepper on it, then I wouldn't put any more pepper in it. We'll whisk that up, and then I have a couple pinches of nutmeg. Nutmeg is always good in some cream soups or dishes, milk type dishes. Just a little bit, subtle. We want subtle, not overpowering. Now, that's mixed. We have a couple options here. I like 2 cups of half and half. That way it's not as rich as 2 cups of cream. Or I don't have any half and half today. So I'm going to have 1 cup of 2% and 1 cup of heavy cream. And I'm going to pour that into my eggs with my yolk, 3 eggs and 1 yolk. This is so fast to make. That's done. If you pre-make your butter pie crust, wrap them well in saran wrap. You can stack one on top of the other. Just put them in the freezer. Then when you're ready, they're ready to go. Remember, before you put them in the oven to pre-cook them, if it's a soupy pie, you have to let it defrost a little bit, but it has to be cold when it goes in, not room temperature on the butter crust. Okay, so here is our milk mixture, if you will, with the eggs. Next, I sauteed a 1/4 cup of minced onion with a 1/4 teaspoon dry parsley and 1 teaspoon of butter. I didn't think we needed any more butter because we have the butter crust. So I minced those onions up, and I'm going to put those, sprinkle those in the bottom of the pan. I just cooked them until they were translucent, just so you could see through them. So the pie pan is still hot, so I'm just gonna sprinkle these around a little bit. Okay, next, move this over. I have a 1/4 cup of Swiss cheese. I had some sliced Swiss cheese, and I'm going to have 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and I'm just going to toss the cheese with the flour. This will also help thicken the quiche a little bit, and it won't get watery. It's really nice. So just 2 tablespoons of flour. I always mixed in with my grated cheese. This one happens to be, I just chopped it up a little bit. I have 3/4 cup of the thick sliced bacon. 3/4 cup, I used Applewood thick sliced bacon. It's already pre-cooked, and I'm just gonna sprinkle that. Remember, when you have quiche, you can't put too much filling in. You have to have room for our so-called custard here. Otherwise it'll be too high. So next we will put in, just pour our custard mix over this gently. And then if for some reason you have a smaller pie shell, then you won't be able to fill it up so high. Now, I told you I pre-cooked this crust 400 degrees, 10 minutes, remember, with the foil and the beans. Now, I need to drop that temperature to 375, and I'll bake my quiche for about 25 to 30 minutes, and we'll see you when we come back. Welcome back. Our quiche just came out of the oven 5 minutes ago. I baked it at 375 for 25 minutes. I said 25 to 30. At 25 minutes, I checked the center. The knife came out clean. So it's done. Isn't it gorgeous? Like I said, I just took it out. Perfect. So I baked the second rack to the bottom in the oven. Remember, this is with that gorgeous butter crust, and you have to pre-bake it like we talked about. So, Quiche Lorraine, that fast. Thank you for cooking with Mrs. Salisbury. Like and subscribe. See you next time.